In some circles, 1995's Mind Ripper is also known as The Hills Have Eyes 3. Hell, it's even called that on the Blu-ray cover. It's not that. It's not remotely that. The film is presented by Wes Craven and is written and produced by Craven's son Jonathan, but other than that, no connection to The Hills Have Eyes. None. I suppose if you really want to reach, you could say this is taking place in the same deserty area as The Hills Have Eyes, but even if it was, it means nothing to this film. Nothing. Anyway, let's talk about what Mind Ripper actually is, besides not good. Scientists find a dying man in the desert, and they inject him with an experimental virus to keep him alive. 6 months later, he awakens after being given even more experimental drugs. Now he's a murder monster, which on one hand is good because they were trying to make a murder monster, but on the other hand is bad because of course they have no way to control this thing. Soon the dude everyone is calling Thor is ripping out their minds. Lance Henriksen was a scientist at this facility, but left a few months before this incident because he was disgusted by the project that he literally helped facilitate. When shit gets real though, he's called in to help out. This means he has to cancel a camping trip with his kids Giovanni Ribisi and Natasha Gregson Wagner. But for some stupid reason, they volunteer to come along, and for some stupider reason, he lets them. Oh yeah, Wagner's boyfriend is along for the ride as well.
Is there anything that doesn't make you horny?
My mother's douche.
Charming. Later in the film, it suddenly hits him how stupid an idea it was to bring them along. Meanwhile, the super soldier has puked up a bug, I think. It's not something that ever comes into play. Then he develops a weird tongue penis. Eventually, he starts using this new tongue penis to murder people. Basically, this is a huge underground facility that two different groups of people are now wandering around in while maybe being stalked by a hunky mind ripper and his tongue penis. Also, for some reason, I think that Giovanni Ribisi, in his first movie here, is being allowed to improvise his own dialogue.
You know what I think is really weird? Let me just bounce this off you really quickly. Siegfried has this like heroic. No, seriously. Siegfried has this heroic name, you know, Siegfried, and Roy has this like, you know, country western singer name. I mean, I don't know what it is, you know. Roland. What do you think about Roland? Siegfried and Roland.
Enough, man. Just enough.
No, I'm serious. We should call their agent.
You are so messed up.
Where's my angry young man?
Hey! Hey. All right.
Oh, man, that hurt.
Anyway, Mind Ripper is bad. The acting is bad, the situations are bad, and the plot is generic and nonsensical. It's cheap, lousy, and a waste of time. Lance Henriksen regrets making it. Others won't even talk about it, and that says a lot. Also, according to the IMDb, this was the beginning of the, quote, modern Bulgarian film industry, which now makes me dislike the film even more. I've got a little bit of extra time here, so let's talk about another movie where people wander around underground bunkers while being chased by a thing. It's 1996's Alien Terminator, which has a great title, but because it's a late 90s New Horizons movie, it doesn't have a chance of living up to it. 6 people have been living underground for 2 years doing science, and they've got 1 day left before they can return to the surface. The problem, though, is that one of them has been doing massive amounts of crystal meth and virtual reality like an asshole. He ends up injecting a rat with experimental monster juice, and from there, the juice is loose. The rat ends up biting one of the dudes and transfers the monster juice to him, which leads to the most shameless ripoff of the chestburster scene from Alien.
I'm gonna go watch the sunset at the beach.
I think I'm gonna head out on the town, find some temporary love. It's been a long, lonely time down here.
Oh, well, we want to in the name of science.
What about you, Coach? Coach!
Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, Coach!
But then, of course, the movie is so cheap, it can't even pay it off properly.
What was that?
With a name like Alien Terminator, I figured it was going to be a ripoff of both those films, and I was here for that, but it's only Alien. The Terminator part of the title is meaningless. It's a ripoff of Alien by way of creepazoids, and then run through the poorly lit Roger Corman New Horizons filter. If you really need to see co-star Lisa Boyle topless, there are better places. Like, say, the movie Midnight Tease, which I reviewed back in season 10. A shower scene from that film has been spliced into this one to add more Lisa Boyle nudity, thanks to her refusing to do a Humanoids from the Deep-esque rape scene before her character got killed off. Good on you, Lisa Boyle. Good on you.
Popcorn.